Greetings, various and mighty people across grand and mighty spectrums of time, and indeed the multiverse. I am Gordon Johans, and let's take stock of the political situation. The doomsday machine's been kicked into action. Countries, the great geopolitical powers, are very definitely gearing up for war. They're all forewarning of war and kind of getting their militaries ready for war. The far right, the alt-right, the Nazis, fascist bastards, genocide fans, all of them are basically raring for the grand race war that they see coming. They can see that the tide is going to smash against them because they have just pulled off the most amazing coup of a lifetime, and they are now getting ready to smash the damn liberal scum into the dust, right? And the left are still being a bit namby-pamby, a bit like, hey, no, what are you talking about? But there are very definitely segments of the left that are like, no, you fuckers. Excuse me. So, certain segments of the left are gearing up to this. Like, they are really ready. Like, they are going out and they are smashing fascists in the face, and they are like, right, you fuckers, come here, we're gonna fucking wreck your face. And they are angry at the rest of the left for not being willing to commit to a grand civil/world war when, let's face it, at the moment, it doesn't look like the smartest thing to do, right? Let's face it, the reason that you want to try for a peaceful solution, it's not because we're namby-pamby people, it's because if you can do it without bloodshed, you're less likely to get people killed, right? Like, it is not some grand wishy-washy ideal of, oh, but if we can have the world come together. It's not that we like Nazis. It's that America has the ability to fight 2 Gulf War-sized wars at once. Do we really want to take that on? and yeah, okay, if it's gonna happen, what we kind of want is for this to happen, is for China and Russia and Iran to fire at America at the same time as the Civil War is going on, at the same time as political coups are going on in America. Like, if it's gonna happen, let it happen from all sides. Like, that's the only chance the left has. That's the only chance sane people have. Because, just to be absolutely clear, right, fascists, Nazis, genocide fans, they aren't your common or garden racists, right? A racist is someone who doesn't like a colour of wallpaper. So they won't have it in their house, and they will be very angry if you have it in your house, and they will say consistently how much they don't like that colour of wallpaper, but generally they accept that their opinions are their opinions, and they might be a bit of a dickhead about it, but that they keep it to that. Their danger lies in the fact that they think, well, these other people agree with me that this colour of wallpaper is a bad thing, so I'll vote for them, except the issue is that the fascists and what have you are the kind of people who don't just dislike something, they are like, we will oppress and exterminate and purge from the entire world. And that kind of attitude is what gets you killed. And like, yeah, yes, there are people saying, well, what about hashtag kill all men? What about hashtag kill all whites? Those individuals are not in power. right? If there was some mad ultra-misandrist who was in charge of the United States of America, then I would be railing against her. But no, instead what we have is Stephen Bannon, who is orchestrating fascistic policies through essentially puppeting Donald Trump. I mean, like, it's now emerged that Donald Trump didn't know what he was doing when he was signing up Stephen Bannon into the Security Council. He didn't even know he was giving this guy power, right? That's the level of power Stephen Bannon has over Donald Trump. And like, Mike Pence has come out against these policies. Like, even the Republicans are saying, hey, yeah, this guy's going too far. You know, Parliament in Britain has decided to no-platform Donald Trump, which basically on our part is kind of suicidal. Because, like, we have decided to back out of the European Union, to back out of the single market, right? Economically speaking, we have just jumped the fuck off a cliff, and America are a nice big fat cash cow who could catch our fall. And what are we doing? We're saying, fuck you! We'll go down on our own! And I love that. I mean, it's complete economic suicide, but I love that. I love that we are saying, no, fuck you, we'll find another way. But things are complicated. And they're tough. Because the world is gearing up for war against America, right? America is gearing up for war against America. Like, the American government is gearing up for war against the American government. Like, literally preparing to fight itself. Already you are seeing little tiny revolutions within the American political establishment as people are just like, what? No! Fuck you! Fuck you! And I think we have a chance. We have a capacity, because impeaching a president, that's hard. That's hard. But we don't need to impeach Donald Trump. What we need is to get rid of Stephen Bannon. And that is where the internet is a useful tool. Because we can educate and we can target. And the thing is that, like, you know, people of different minorities and what have you, they don't understand just what happens when white folk get annoyed. Or at least, they get annoyed if they do understand. Because the thing is, right, you can pretty much flay a foreigner alive, and like lefties will stand there and they will tut and they will say, oh, it's very nasty, what are you saying that for? But if you threaten, if you even irritate a cat or a dog or a hamster, if you threaten to limit in any way the internet, if you threaten to do something that will harm the things white people care about, they will come for you and they will destroy you. And the thing is that the alt-right is formed of many of these disgruntled white people, because these are nerds who are privileged. Like, if you are a nerd, if you are a PC gamer, you are privileged as fuck. PC gaming is a very privileged profession, right? If you are someone, well, you are very privileged if PC gaming is a profession, but PC gaming is a very privileged hobby, right? Because a computer that is in any way capable of playing computer games, that's quite an expensive piece of kit. And the internet is quite an expensive thing that's not really available in many places. And if you are someone skilled and knowledgeable in that area, you're privileged, right? You might be like me and have tiny dick and tits and Asperger's syndrome and depression, and your family might hate you, and you might be, you know, just shat upon in general by life. But if you've got a computer, if you've got internet access, and if you're fucking white, and you're cisgendered, and you're male, congratulations, you've won the fucking lottery. You are a privileged ass motherfucker. You are not going to get shat upon nearly as much as everybody else. And it is frustrating, right? I feel the frustration, because I'm like, I am shat upon by Nazis who hate me because I am not one of them. Equally, I am shat upon by trans people because, you know, they're like, why do you expect sympathy from us? And it's like, okay, well, I suppose I'm just gonna sit over here hating myself for having sexual characteristics that don't belong to me, taking testosterone to survive, and it's different, but it's not different enough to avoid me feeling like shit about it, and therefore me feeling shit about that means that I am hated, although I'm hated for other reasons, and then like, you know, it feels shit, right? It feels shit to kind of be stuck between all these people who are like, you're not one of us, right? I get it. It feels shit. But the nerds may be on the side of the Nazis and the fascists, but we've also got nerds on the left. And we have something that nerds on the right don't have. We've got the rest of the world, right? Because, yeah, if you're a fascist, right, you've got access to the disaffected youth and nerds. Or at least you've got access to some of them. But you're a fairly small community of people, because genocide isn't actually something a lot of people are fond of. And even Donald Trump, who got elected on populism, who got elected on a load of fucking lies that have all swiftly been disproven, and thus what support he had has now swiftly eroded. Like, even he got elected against the popular vote, right? He lost the popular vote. The majority of people disliked Donald Trump even when he came into power, before he broke his promises, before he alienated people, before the fascism started. So now we have a situation whereby essentially the world is gearing up for war against Donald Trump, against Stephen Bannon, against the fascists within the American government. And at the same time, those who are supporting Donald Trump, they're going to be looking around at all of this chaos, and they're going to be sensing a change in the wind, right? Because do you really, if you're someone who has decided to back such a bunch of bastards because, hey, they're going to get me into power, are you really the kind of person who gives a shit about morality and is willing to stand and die by your comrades? No! If you backed Donald Trump and you aren't a full-on genocidal Nazi and thus, you know, fit to die wisdom, then you're there because you're a fucking traitorous, backstabbing, greedy asshole who just wants to look after his own skin. And if that's the kind of person you are, then you are going to be looking out at the world now, at this storm that is coming to smack down on your heads. And you're going to be wondering, maybe if we just got rid of Donald Trump, maybe if we just got rid of Stephen Bannon, maybe we can save the Republican Party. Maybe we can save our own arses. And that's the thing now. There could be a peaceful solution in the months ahead to the problem of Trump and Bannon, because there are going to be people within the Trump administration who got this guy into power because they thought it would be the smart political and career-minded economical move, and they're going to start to see that that's no longer the case. Now, I am absolutely morally in favour of destroying the fascistic elements backing the Trump administration. I am absolutely in favour of that because morally it is the right thing to do, and because if you don't think it's the right thing to do, well, hey, it's how we won World War II. Like, all these people saying, hey, other people think violence is going to stop violence, like World War II. It worked then, it'll work now, right? Like, you look at the history books, fascism, racism, it does not work to wipe out religions, right? The Romans, they literally killed Christ, and then they became Christian. Right? The Nazis, their whole shtick was that they were against the Jews. Now there is a Jewish state, and the Nazis, well, that Nazi regime was destroyed. And the Nazis, yes, this was a regime built on oppression, built on genocide. They were destroyed through violence. In the game of rock, paper, scissors, anti-fascist violence beats genocidal rhetoric and genocidal violence. History has shown us this. The left will win this war. And all the right have to consider is, do they want the left to win this war peacefully and thus have a chance of not getting caught in the crossfire? Or do they want the left to win this war bloodily and risk being tried along with their oh-so-guilty peers? Because, make no mistake, this is going to end, and it is going to end badly for all of these genocidal fuckwits, for all of these fascistic bastards, for the alt-right. This is going to end badly for them. Stephen Bannon, what he wants is he wants to have a political coup. He wants Mike Pence to make him stand down. He wants the traitors within the Trump administration to offer him a quiet retirement to Alaska. That's what he wants. Because the alternative is that he, I'd say, as a peaceful best case scenario for Stephen Bannon, is that he ends up getting life imprisonment for war crimes. That's the best case scenario for him, is that he ends up getting arrested. If the left comes to blows. If he is not convinced to stand down, stand aside and fuck off. The left is going to be slow to mobilize. The left isn't gonna back action against the alt-right and the Nazis until the alt-right and the Nazis literally start gassing people, literally start invading other countries. But, and it is a big but, they will turn against the alt-right and the Nazis. Because currently, they are standing around tutting going, oh, we don't like this. And they are criticising the anti-fascists, going, what are you talking about? Violence is wrong. But it's only a matter of time before the far right and the alt-right and the Nazis and the fascists and all the other genocidal fuckwits commit enough terrible actions that the left are unified against them. And the thing is that the left has been demoralized. The left really doesn't have much left to go for it. If it comes to war, as there is indeed a quite good chance of it, then they are going to fight hard, and they are going to fight bloody, they are going to fight dirty, and they are going to win. So my advice to you, if you are alt-right, if you are fascist, if you are Nazi, if you are genocidal, if you are in any way a fan of the Trump administration, is to start undermining it, and start undermining it fast. Become very vocal about how you are undermining it. Because when the end of the Trump administration comes, you want to say that you were an ally who helped destroy the Trump administration. Because God help you if you are found to be one of those people who backed the Trump administration when the left comes for you. Because the left will come for you, one way or the other. And that isn't me threatening or blustering or anything like that. That is just me saying that, guys, this is what happens when you piss off the left so much. This is what happens when a fascist decides to take control of a superpower. They get destroyed. And if you are someone backing those fascists, you might well be laughing now. You might be cheering them on now. You might be pulling out all the excuses and explanations out of your asses going, no, communists were worse, feminists are worse. I don't care. I have sure and certain knowledge on my side. What you have is rhetoric and anger. And it's not going to help you. Not going to help you in the fucking slightest. So yeah. Farewell and adieu to you fair Spanish ladies. Farewell and adieu to you ladies of Spain. Thank you to all my Patreons at patreon.com for helping to make videos like this possible. If you wish to leave a like or dislike to rate the video for my analytics, that would be much appreciated. Comments are always welcome, though be aware that they will be moderated before being published, so please be civil. If you liked this video, please consider adding it to your favourites, sharing it to your friends, or subscribing. If you wish to help me out or my channels, please consider whitelisting my videos in your adblock software, subscribing for monthly donations through Patreon, or giving a small one-off donation. Alternatively, I have a Steam wishlist for games I would consider let's playing or streaming, so if you would like to see me broken before the Dark Souls altar, or just happen to have gotten a duplicate of a game in a humble bundle, then you know what to do. I also have an official Facebook fan page, Twitter account, Tumblr, Reddit and blog, so you can stay up to date with all of my videos, blog articles and the things I care about. Links are in the video description. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I think that all that now needs to be said is ban all guns, institute universal basic income now, and ensure government is elected by proportional representation. Oh, and also, fuck the racists and fuck the alt-right.